Host of Funding the Dream, a podcast for Kickstarters. And this is the Impressions Vidcast episode 2, and I'm joined by Aldo Ghiazzi.
I am Aldo Ghiazzi, owner of Impressions, and we're doing this together to help push and promote the games that we work with, that we get into distributors and get into stores.
Now, this is our second episode, and we got a lot of positive feedback from last time, didn't we?
Yeah, everybody nitpicked on how something, felt different to them or whatever, but they enjoyed the format, which, like I said, was paralleled over the old Game Buyer magazine that we used to publish years ago, if anybody remembers that. And it's still a unique concept to this industry about focusing on presentation, salability, how the game looks on the store shelves, and what companies are doing to promote their products to help move them off the store shelves, help them make more money.
And that's what we're here to talk about. So let's talk about, first of all, before we get going, what's kind of new since the last time we talked? What's new?
Probably the latest thing going on in the industry related to retailers is the Alliance Open House. Alliance Game Distributors, the largest game distributors in the market, just had their open house. They had over 140 individual stores show up. And
so let me ask a question about that. So this open house is Alliance, and is Alliance the only one that does this?
No, most of the distributors do it. ACD Distribution does it Games Day. GTS Distribution does it in multiple locations for their multiple warehouses.
So for a retailer, I assume most retailers would know, but if somebody's not quite sure what this is, they haven't been to one, how does this work?
So it's not like a consumer show. This is only available to stores who are clients of that particular distributor. And they go to these shows to get information and just more stuff to help move the product from the perspective that it has to do with the store, of course. So you go to a consumer show, it's all about demo the game. Well, at these open houses, yes, of course, you're demoing the game, but at the same time, you're able to ask the publisher, what can you do to help me move this game off the shelf? What promo materials do you have? Do you have any posters?
So the distributor is going to invite the publishers of the games.
Correct.
And you, the retailer, get a chance to go talk to all these publishers.
Publishers get a booth just like a normal Gen Con convention. Sit behind the booth, wait for the retailers to come by. Not as crowded. It's a lot more individual one-on-one time, a bigger length of time for retailer to publisher to talk.
And focused on business.
Focused on the business side, yes.
Okay.
And that's the benefit. And PhD, they just announced that they're having one as well. Southern Hobby has one. Like I said, most of the distributors have these shows.
So the Alliance one just happened?
Just finished up.
Where did they hold it?
Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is the one of 4 locations that they have.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably the latest thing going on.
All right. And so let's talk then we're here to talk about games. So let's see what we've got. We've got a couple of games to show off this time.
Yeah. The latest releases happen to be RPG focused. So what's just available by the time you see this video, one of the first ones is from Goodman Games, is the Dungeon Crawl Classics number 33, number 73 adventure. I can't read. And this, of course, this adventure goes based off of the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game or book.
Okay, so if we take a look at this, we've got a camera here. We can take a quick look and see how this looks.
So obviously it's a simple adventure, $9.99, no spine to the thing, black and white on the inside. It's based and refers back to the core Dungeon Crawl Classics book that we spoke about in the last vidcast. That was our top seller last month. The beauty here with Goodman Games is that he's doing a ton of promotions for this line. We want to go through and show you a couple of things that he's doing, including that is a poster that you can get in a swag bag as part of your store or for your store. He's got a Dungeon Crawl Classics pencil.
Ooh, gotta have a pencil.
Hey, for your character sheet. Dungeon Crawl Classics button. And then probably the most important and biggest thing, which retailers should really take advantage of, is this postcard. Why is this a big deal? Goodman Games is going to be specifically doing the postcard promotion with your store individually. So if you have a mailing list, you can just send the mailing list to the mailing house and they'll send the postcard out for your mailing list, specifically custom tailored to your store.
Oh, nice.
Come to my store to buy Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game. We have it. So, and then he's going to have all this swag to go in conjunction with it. So he's done a lot. I mean, we mentioned the free RPG Day module that was put out in June of this year for 2012. And then on top of all that, I mean, look, we're on the, what is it, 7? Look at that. There's 7. 6 there, plus the one that we just showed off. 7 adventure modules all ready for it. We're through a second print, or we're on a second print run right now. We sold out of the limited edition one, and then there's a second limited edition coming out later on this year. So he's done a lot. Goodman Games knows how to promote and help stores. So please take advantage of it. Email info@goodmangames.com, or of course just goodmangames.com, and follow information from there.
And we'll have a link. There should be a link here we'll put on the video
Yep,
that
yep.
people can easily find a way to go to their website.
Sure have. So, and his plans are sponsored Free RPG Day 2013 as well. So continuing the push for the core book, which is only $40. So
And that's a big book.
that's a big, thick book. You see that?
Yeah, big book.
So that's the first. That's the first one.
Okay.
Second one. Stores should be familiar with the Gumshoe system, which is from Trail of Cthulhu from Pelgrane Press. This is Pelgrane Press's new release based off of the Gumshoe system, a vampire spy thriller called Night's Black Agents. So they've been doing some other Gumshoe-based games. There's Ashen Stars, there's Mutant City Blues for superheroes, and now we've got Night's Black Agent. Beautiful, full 4-color throughout book, written by Ken Hite. For those that don't know, Ken Hite's a very prolific writer. His name does carry some weight on sales, just like Robin Laws did for the Trail of Cthulhu that they put out on the Gumshoe system. So that they also at the same time put out this adventure module, or this book for 4 adventure modules in one, and you can see that that's a pretty thicker book than a traditional module. That's because, like I said, there's 4 in there. Beyond all of that, one of the great things that Pelgrane Press promotes is they are part of bitsandmortar.com. And if you're a store that doesn't know bitsandmortar.com, then you're missing out, because what it is, it's the games being given through your store in PDF once they purchase it. So purchase this, and the consumer walks away with the PDF for free as part of their purchase. They can also do it as a pre-order program.
You lost me on that one. Try it one more time.
Okay, so you go to your game store to pre-order Night's Black Agents.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you give them 10% down. That store is going to give you a code and say, here's the book on PDF right now.
So they can actually start playing it just simply by pre-order.
Yeah, because PDFs, of course, come out before printed books.
Sure.
So, but they use it hand in hand, so you can buy this book at stores and get the PDF at the same time. So it's a great program that Pelgrane's been supporting for a very, very long time. The Pelgrane Press, they're listening here. I'm reading this because they gave me a list of things. They're going to be doing a free demo adventure available for download. They will be participating in Free RPG Day 2013, and then they're going to do a free limited edition leather version of Night's Black Agents, which we're still working out with them what that promo is going to be, but it's going to be part of some type of package to, of course, promote the Gumshoe.
Leather. What do you mean by leather? What does that mean?
Leatherette.
Oh, okay.
Different
Nice.
material, limited
Got it.
edition, more expensive to print. So higher retail price point, but they're going to be giving that away to free for stores who buy this promotion package. Like buy one of each game. And we haven't gotten that specific yet, but of course, check the website, make sure you're on our mailing list, all that other good stuff. They go to conventions all the time. So they're a UK-based company, but they either have people at the US shows or they come out themselves. And they've been doing it for a long time. Trail of Cthulhu is a huge seller. And that really established the Gumshoe system, and that's one that we continuously sell. If you haven't seen Trail of Cthulhu, obviously Cthulhu investigation, very cool stuff. And then the last thing, which I think was pretty cool, they're doing this new game called 13th Age RPG, and even though the core book wasn't put on Kickstarter, the first supplement by the developers was put on Kickstarter, and they got $70,000.
Wow.
For an RPG supplement of an RPG that's not out yet.
How'd they do that?
Promotions.
Really?
You kind of ask that question about any Kickstarter. How does one fail and one doesn't,
Good question.
But they've got a lot of backers, for it, $70,000, a lot of good crunchy bits in there. And they just started another supplement to 13th Age on Kickstarter as well. So the developer has put it up there with, of course.
So let's speculate then, because we talk about this, as we talk to retailers and we look at this crossover between Kickstarter influence and retail sales. What do you anticipate then the impact this will have on retailers? Because you said the core book's not out yet, right?
No, and the core book is not out, and it's not a Kickstarter project.
So it'll come through traditional
distribution.
So when it hits, what do you anticipate is going to happen?
Well, first off, 13th Age is by Rob Heinsoe, D&D, or Jonathan Tweet, D&D fame. So those names alone are pulling 13th Age and the interest for it. So a lot of people say writers don't really pull a lot, but yeah, names like that back into D&D, it's going to get something. And I'm guessing that's where the 70,000 got, what helped the 70,000. So do we have an answer for what's going to happen when the core book comes out? No. What I anticipate, though, which is what happens with most RPGs, it's slow. It's a conservative purchase from the retailer and the distributor, and then you hope for the best. But I think it's going to pop.
There's a certain possibility, isn't there?
It's going to pop.
Because there's going to be a lot of interest already pent up by people who have invested in the supplements, and now they can go down to the local game store and buy.
Yeah, and hopefully it does feed to those core book sales. I mean, in the end, of course, that's what I'm the biggest advocate for. Get those core sales. The more you entrench the core sales and the more books you actually sell, obviously the larger chance you have of selling more supplement books, no matter what the backing numbers on a Kickstarter may be.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Is that it?
Well, I mean, that's pretty much it for the 2 releases, I mean, we don't have a lot of pieces and parts from board games to pull out, but, RPGs are still going, we continue to sell the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game core book with every adventure that comes out. And then, like I said, Pelgrane is building a line with the Gumshoe system. We're not just talking about one independent system. We're talking about a line that you can pick up Trail of Cthulhu, Knights Black Agents, Mutant City Blues, and pretty much play the same. Yeah,
play.
Yeah, it's like any of those guys, like the Fudge system is, consistent, or even what they did with 3.5. Third edition D&D.
So this is what we've got. Let's talk about then what's doing well, because that's one of the things that we identify on the show is that kind of your top sellers for September. It's now October. September just ended. Mm-hmm. So how are game sales doing, and what's your top 5 going right now?
Game sales still strong and solid. I mean, obviously we can go through tons of examples of beyond success games,
sure.
But right now overall the game industry is doing very well. For one reason or another. I mean, that's a whole other episode. That's a podcast. That's a whatever you want to call it. But, right now things are pretty solid, constant. Stores and distributors love games that they're familiar with, kind of like how the movie industry, the top movies are always part 2, part 3, whatever, of the well-established. It's the similar situation here.
Okay.
Once it sells, they're just like, I always want that forever syndrome,
So let's take a look at your top 5.
Top 5 sellers for September. We only did the top seller for August last time, but now we've got everybody here. So number 1 seller, Red Dragon and Allies, Aaron the Ever-Changing. We didn't have these boxes on the last episode, but bestseller in September. Inching out Pookie, which was a shocking surprise. Red Dragon and Allies Pookie character deck, number 2. Number 3, we featured it on the last show as well. Disaster Loons from Break from Reality. And let me note that all of these are based off of unit sales, not based off of revenue or anything else. It's based off of pure unit sales.
And let's ask real quick about Disaster Loons, because we had talked on our podcast that we had discussed. So the fact that it is here this week, that's showing good signs for Disaster Loons. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we always want to wait for that restock pop afterwards, how big that is. But right now, I mean, yeah, first timer coming out in the top 5 list, even from, our little corner of the world that we have here at Impressions, it's still great. Number 4, what we just talked about, Knights Black Agent should already be in stores. It didn't even go through a full month of September. So already number 4 on the list. And again, it's role-playing game. And number 5 for September is Dungeon Crawl Classics number 73. Like we said, that's an adventure that goes straight in conjunction with the core book. That's been out since June. So that's pretty much it for the products from last month.
Okay. And so let's talk about then any last things that we've got out there.
Probably something I always want to remind retailers about is the Impressions Demo Kit program that we have. It's permanently on the website at impressionsadv.net. It's for $30, about $30, which is just shipping to get you a pack of games that are to be used for demo product. About $400 in retail for that shipping charge, and we'll ship outside the United States.
So they go to your site, they order this demo kit, and you're going to send them a bunch of games.
Yeah. It comes to like 15, 20, 25 individual games for them to use. Just add to the library. They're new games, but then a combination of ones that I personally think they should be carrying, or that have potential for good selling.
Very
So,
cool. Very cool.
that's it on my end. And yours?
The podcast continues to do well, Funding the Dream on Kickstarter. You can go out to iTunes and take a look at that, or to thegamewhisperer.com and take a look at there. And, we've done some podcasting together, and I think we're going to take a look at adding podcasting as a supplement, an add-on to this video.
Yeah, it's actually a great idea. Richard brought it up to me, and I thought it was great. Because one of the things that our Game Buyer magazine did years ago, it grew into talking about the industry for the retailer.
Right.
And Richard's just like, let's do a podcast in between this vidcast. And I'm like, well, what should we talk about? And let's just talk about everything.
We can talk about everything.
So we're going to talk about the industry, anything, whether it's impressions, client-based or not. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the industry, how stores can use these great things to sell more games of any game that you may carry, not just the games that are in the impressions corner of the market.
And before we go, last time we talked about Slugfest and the lost stolen shipment. What's the update on that one?
But we got the replacements in, but the funny thing is we're not releasing it to you at the stores for a long time because Slugfest Games found on eBay and a couple other places the stolen products being sold.
Really?
So they're tracking it down, and one of the guys who said, I bought it at a garage sale.
Really?
He's working with Slugfest and the Illinois Police Department saying, like, honest, I didn't steal them. I bought them from a garage sale, and, I'll work with you. It's the funniest story. I've never had anything like this happen with shipping. So you're going to have to wait a little while for your Red Dragon Inn 1 and 3 until this lovely situation.
Until the FBI finishes their investigation.
Yeah.
We want to say thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully we provided some useful information. I'm Richard Bliss, the Game Whisperer, and
Albie Giazzi, owner of Impressions.
We thank you for listening. We will see you next time, and we'll be talking about games.
Thank you very much.